Yes, very good morning to all. Yeah. So last class, what we discussed? Five kingdom classification, right? So who given the five kingdom classification?
RH will take
Yes. The year 19.
69, sir.
Yes, right. So he successfully placed all unicellular eukaryotes under. Yes, he successfully placed
Protesta,
all
sir.
eukaryotes under.
Protesta, sir.
Protesta.
Yes, unicellular eukaryotes, right?
Yes, sir.
Well classified all photosynthetic organisms, non-photosynthetic organisms, eukaryotes as well as prokaryotes, and multicellular organisms, unicellular organisms, right? So this is based on several criteria: cell type and body organization. The next one, mode of nutrition,
Reproduction,
reproduction,
phylogenetic
and
reference.
phylogenetic relationships, as well as presence of nucleus also, whether nuclear membrane is present or not, right? So he considered all different characters, but Aristotle considered only for classification of plants. He considered what he considered. He considered.
Presence of red blood.
No.
So their habitat.
Morphological characters.
Yeah, just he considered morphological characters, right? So next one more classification, two kingdom classification, right? So that is also based on morphological character. He has not considered what is the nucleus is present or not. He never considered whether the chlorophyll pigments present or not, right? Just he classified the organisms into two kingdoms, the plantae kingdom and Mammalia kingdom, right? So five kingdom classification given by the R.H. Whittaker. Next, three domain classification given by three domain classification.
Carl was
Yes, Karl Voss, right? So what is three kingdoms? One kingdom is eukaryotes, and again, and other two domains. Sorry, one domain is eukaryotes, and other two domains is bacteria and archaebacteria. Then three domain classification. What is the ratio of eukaryotes and prokaryotes here? Eukaryotes, prokaryotes in three domain classification. 1:2, right? One domain is eukaryotes and the two domains is archaebacteria and eubacteria, right?
Sir,
Yes.
I had some network issues. Just can you just briefly explain what you explained, sir?
Which one?
Sir, you're explaining, sir.
So about this three domain classification.
Then you started explaining just now, sir.
Yeah, I just started now.
Yes, sir. Because I had some network issues, I was not able to hear.
Okay, fine. So next, so this classification also known as six kingdom classification. Just he classified Monera again into two domains, archae and eubacteria kingdoms, right? So he again classified this Monera kingdom into eubacteria and archaebacteria, right? So what is here? Eubacteria. Eubacteria nothing but a true bacteria. Is a true bacteria. Next, archaebacteria. So archaebacteria is they are present in extreme conditions. Extreme conditions they are present. They are present in extreme conditions, like they are present in high salt water. They're present in salt water. They're present at hot springs. So the temperature in a hot springs goes to 100 degrees. So that's why archaebacteria present in extreme conditions. So salt water, hot springs, as well as they're present in marshy areas. Especially marshy areas like rumen of cattle. As well as biogas plants. Right? So biogas production plants. Right? So as well as they are present in dung also. So these are the marshy areas. So here, these all are anaerobic conditions. So marshy areas consist of anaerobic conditions. Anaerobic means there is no oxygen. Aerobic means oxygen present. So anaerobic conditions means that condition there is no oxygen availability, right? So Carroll was classified Monera kingdom into again two kingdoms, Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. Eubacteria is a true bacteria and Archaebacteria is they are present in extreme conditions, high salt water conditions, hot springs, marshy areas. Got it? If bacteria present in high salt conditions, what we call halophiles. Bacteria present in salt water, salt areas, we call as halophiles. Bacteria present in hot springs, we call as, yes, thermoacidophiles also. Okay, they are the thermophiles, thermostable bacteria, thermoacidophiles. So because the hot springs, they are acidic condition. Temperature is very high as well as high acidic is present. That's why they call thermoacidophiles. The bacteria present in marshy areas we call as, yes, methanogens. So these are the different types of archaebacteria. They are present in extreme conditions like high salt water, what we call halophiles, hot springs where temperature goes to more than 100 degrees, thermoacidophiles. Next, the bacteria present in marshy areas we call as methanogens like rumen of cattle, biogas plants, and as well as dung also. Right? Yes, how archaebacteria differentiated from eubacteria? So they are present in extreme conditions as well as archaebacteria consists of modified cell wall. So archaebacteria consists of how it differentiated from eubacteria. They consist of modified cell wall. So that's why the Cuddle was classified the Monera kingdom into again two kingdoms, eubacteria and archaebacteria. As well as he given three domain classification. Right? So one domain is eukaryotes, and two domains is archaea domain and bacteria domain. So these are the prokaryotes. This one prokaryotes domain. This one also prokaryotes domain. This one is eukaryotes. Right?
Sir, can you show the previous screens? Yes, sir, one second.
The total archaebacteria, like they live in anaerobic places. Only, sir.
Yes, anaerobic conditions.
Anaerobic places, no
Yes.
oxygen.
Yeah. Especially methanogens, they are present in anaerobic conditions. Among these archaebacteria, especially, these are obligated, strictly anaerobes.
Yes, sir.
Right? So next. So next, the first kingdom, that is, yes, what is example for unicellular eukaryotes, eukaryotic algae,
Protozoa.
eukaryotic algae,
Sir,
unicellular
chlorella.
eukaryotes.
Chlamydomonas.
Chlorella, spire.
Chlorella.
Yes,
Spirulina.
Chlamydomonas and chlorella. So Whittaker successfully placed this unicellular algae or unicellular eukaryotes under Protista. Unicellular eukaryotes under Protista. So as well as some of the protozoans. Sorry, protozoans also placed under Protista. So these are the protozoans, unicellular protozoans. All protozoa is a unicellular, right? So protozoa also unicellular. Unicellular eukaryotes. Only bacteria is a prokaryote that is placed under Monera.
Sir,
Only the bacteria is a prokaryote.
Sir, protozoans are originated primitively. That is why their name starts from protozoa, isn't it, sir?
No. Actually, protozoa unicellular eukaryotes. That's why it placed under Protista. Unicellular. They are the unicellular, but there is no cell wall. In protozoa, no cell wall. That's why what we call they are the primitive relatives of animal kingdom. Animal cell also there is no cell wall, right? Next. So next kingdom, Monera kingdom. Yes, what is the example for Monera here? Unicellular prokaryotes. Bacteria is example. Right? So bacteria is example. So here the bacteria is a microbes. So Monera consists of abundant microorganisms. All organisms here microorganisms. So they are not possible to see. It is not possible to see by the eye, right? It is only possible to see the bacteria under microscope. If you want to see the bacteria, it required, must and should require microscope. So that's why the most abundant microorganisms present in Monera kingdom, right? So they are present anywhere. They are present in soil, air, water, marine water, fresh water, deep in the soil, deep in the ocean. So anywhere the bacteria is present. On our skin, inside the intestine, stomach, the bacteria is present, right? So here the bacteria, different types. So based on the morphology, they are classified into different types. So bacteria, so that is present in Monera kingdom. So bacteria is a prokaryote. So prokaryote organism and maximum unicellular. There is no multicellular forms, right? So prokaryotes. So what is the main character of prokaryotes? No nucleus. No nucleus as well as there is no membrane bond organelles, right?
Yes. Yes. Only one non-membrane bond organelle, that is the
Yes, only ribosomes are present. Okay, that is non-membrane bond organelle. Okay, so only the organelle is present. So without membrane, ribosomes. Ribosomes only is present. These are the organelles. So ribosomes only present in prokaryotes. Right? So most abundant microorganisms present in Monera. So Monera kingdom consists of microorganisms. So microorganisms are present. These microorganisms present anywhere. Yes, this bacteria classified based on the morphology. This bacteria classified into 4 basic forms, right? The first one is Bacillus. Yes, next one. Coccus or cocci. Next,
Vibrio spiralum.
yes, Vibrio. So what are the four basic structures of bacteria? So other one is, these are the important one. Bacillus, cocci, Vibrio and spirillum. So which are the four basics morphology which are present in bacteria? Yes, bacteria are prokaryotic cells because there is no nucleus, no membrane bound organelles, but ribosomes only present. Ribosomes are without membrane. Right? So Monera consists of microorganisms. So here the Monera bacteria is example. So four basic form of bacteria: Bacillus, cocci, Vibrio and Spirilla. Yes, what is the shape of Bacillus?
Rod shape.
Rod shape.
Yes, rod shape. So here the Bacillus has capability to form spores. These spores are produced inside. That's why these spores what we call endospores.
Yes.
They are produced inside, right? So Bacillus is a rod shape. Inside spore is present. We call as endospores, or generally in the textbook they given spores. Right? How the shape of cocci?
Spherical.
Spherical.
Okay, round or spherical, fine. Spherical.
Vibrio comma.
Yes, what is the shape of the Vibrio? Comma shape. Right? Spirillum, spiral shape.
Spiral.
But the important character of spirillum, both ends consists of,
Flagella.
yes, both ends consist of flagella in the case of spirillum. Got it? So which are the four basic structures of bacteria? Right? So Bacillus, cocci, Vibrio and Spirillum. Got it? So next slide. So next, so bacteria is simple structure. Bacteria is very simple because it is unicellular. So bacteria structure is simple. So the bacteria structure is simple, but it has more complex behavior. But it has complex behavior. Right? So very important. So they are very simple, but they have the complex behavior, right? Next, the bacteria divide very fast. Bacteria, why it is divide very fast then compared to eukaryotic cell? Because prokaryotic cells divide very fast. They divide very rapidly. So divide very fast, right? How they divide? By the process of, yes, binary.
Binary fission.
So how the bacteria divide? By the binary fission. So,
And mitosis cell division, isn't it, sir?
yeah, it is like a mitosis, right? So binary fission is a asexual reproduction, not sexual reproduction. This one is a asexual because only one parent involving here, right? One cell divide and form the two cells. But sexual reproductions involve the fusion of a sperm cell and egg, right? But here there is no involvement of gametes, there is no involvement of two parents. That's why this process is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, right? So bacteria consists of very simple structure and divide very fast, and they consist of complex behavior. Next, bacteria divide very fast by the process of binary fusion. This is a asexual reproduction, not sexual reproduction, right? Yes. What about the sexual reproduction in bacteria? Sexual reproduction, very, very important.
Transfer of genetic material between two bacteria.
Yes, so sexual reproduction involves transfer of DNA from one bacteria to other bacteria. Sexual reproduction by transfer of genetic material or by transfer of DNA, one bacteria to the other bacteria. This one also very important. Maximum bacteria undergo asexual reproduction by or reproduction by asexual reproduction. How it undergo reproduction by asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction by the transfer of DNA between two bacteria. So this one bacteria, this one bacteria. So between these two bacteria, DNA is transferred one bacteria to other bacteria. So this is called as sexual reproduction in the bacteria. Sexual reproduction involves transfer of DNA one bacteria to the other bacteria. Got it? So bacteria very simple, complex behavior. They divide by binary fusion, that is asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the transfer of DNA one bacteria to other bacteria. Got it? Next. Next, nutrition present in bacteria. So the first line is very important. They have a simple, complex behavior. Yes, most abundant microbes present in Monera kingdom. These are very small microbes. They are only visible under the microscope. So bacteria are not possible to see through our naked eye. Got it? Next, nutrition. Mode of nutrition. Yes, there are two types of nutritions, autotrophs. Yes, next one.
Heterotrophs.
Okay, directly I am writing chemoheterotrophs. Autotrophs again two types. Example, photoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs. Next one.
Autotrophs.
Yes, right, chemoautotrophs. So in textbook they are not mentioned clearly. It is better to write down. So what is example? Photoautotrophs means they utilize sunlight like that of plants. The bacteria also utilize sunlight. Light energy convert to chemical energy. Such organisms we call as photoautotrophs. Example is plants, algae. But not only the algae, bacteria also. Some of the bacteria is photoautotrophs. So best example for this, cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria also known as blue-green algae. What is other name for cyanobacteria?
Blue-green
Blue-green algae.
Blue-green algae. This is not algae but nickname. One more name. This is bacteria, not algae, right? So blue-green algae. So next, they convert light energy into chemical energy. Cyanobacteria. Next, chemoautotrophs. What is example for chemoautotrophs? So many is there.
Rhizobium.
No, not sorry, not rhizobium. Nitrococcus. So not rhizobium, leave it that. We have to write this one. Nitrobacter. Rhizobium comes under heterotroph only. So Nitrobacter, Nitrococcus, right? So which are example, Nitrosomonas also, which are example for chemoautotrophs. These are example for chemoautotrophs. Yes, how the chemoautotrophs got energy. So chemoautotrophs oxidize. How the chemoautotrophs got energy? By oxidation of by oxidation of inorganic compounds. By the oxidation of inorganic compounds, they got energy. Organic compounds. So this bacteria got energy. How chemoautotrophs got energy? By oxidation of inorganic compounds. What is example for inorganic compounds?
Nitrates, nitrites.
Nitrites, ammonia.
Yes. Right, ammonia, nitrite, nitrate also. Inorganic compounds like ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, as well as iron, sulfur also. Iron, sulfur, right? By the oxidation of ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, iron, sulfur, right? So that's why the important function of chemoautotrophs. So they are involved in the recycling of minerals. What is the important character in the atmosphere? So they are playing important role in the recycling or recycling of minerals like sulfur, iron, nitrogen.
Phosphorus.
Yes, phosphorus also, right? Are you following me in this one? So we are discussing about nutrition in bacteria. Autotrophs. Next, heterotrophs. We will discuss about heterotrophs. Again, autotrophs two types: photoautotrophs, chemoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs, simple. They got the energy by the sunlight. They convert the sunlight into chemical energy. Why they convert? Because cyanobacteria contain chlorophyll A. So that's why they have capability to convert sunlight into chemical energy, because they consist of chlorophyll A like that of higher plants. So that's why they are appear green color. So they are consists of chlorophyll A like that of higher plants. That's why they convert light energy into chemical energy. Next, chemoautotrophs. Nitrobacter, Nitrococcus is example. How they got energy? By the oxidation of very important inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds example: ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, iron, sulfur. What is the main function in the atmosphere or main function in the biosphere of these chemoautotrophs? Recycling of minerals like sulfur, iron, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Got it? So these are about autotrophs. What is the next one? Heterotrophs. Yes, next, heterotrophs. Yes, any questions here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Next one, heterotrophs. Majority of bacteria. Now we are discussing about Monida, right? Heterotrophs. So majority of maximum bacteria there comes under heterotrophs. Majority of bacteria. So heterotrophs. So heterotrophs may be again different types. Maybe they are predators.
Parasitic.
Yes. See, many of the bacteria is a parasite, right? Like typhoid disease. So many of the bacteria, they got diseases on the plant also, animals, plants, humans. So many of the bacteria is parasites, right? And some of the bacteria is saprophytes. They grow on dead organic matter, we call as saprophytes. Dead organic matter. Dead bodies, dead organic matter. Right? So chemoheterotrophs. So again, nutrition is somewhat confusing. We have to concentrate here. So many of the bacteria is parasite, predators, saprophytes. Okay, many of the bacteria comes under, majority of the bacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs. Got it? So parasite we call diseases. Some of the predators also is. Right. So this bacteria we are using for human welfare. So many uses is there by the bacteria. What you felt always the bacteria called diseases? No. Some of the bacteria only called diseases, but many of the bacteria we are using for human welfare. The best example is lactobacillus. Yes, what is the function?
Milk to curd.
Yes,
Convert.
lactobacillus. Other name for lactobacillus is lactic acid bacteria. Right? It convert yes, milk into curd.
Curd.
Oh.
Right? So some bacteria they are play important role in the nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium. What we discuss rhizobium, they form root nodules in the legume plants, right? Yes, legume plants belong to which family?
Fabaceae.
So rhizome is yes, Fabaceae, right? So rhizobium is a bacteria.
Fabaceae.
Yes, Fabaceae. Rhizobium is a bacteria. It forms root nodules, right, in legume plants.
Yes, sir.
Root nodules in legume plants. Right? So what is the main function of rhizobium? It is present in the inside the root nodule. Is it convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia.
Ammonia.
This process what we call biological nitrogen fixation. Okay, nitrogen fixation. It is a biological process, right? Because rhizobium involving here. That's why this process we call biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation. And some bacteria also used for antibiotics. Antibiotics production. Antibiotics. Some bacteria produce antibiotics. Yes, majority of the bacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs, right? So lactobacillus, rhizobium, so which are very useful bacteria. Rhizobium, right? Some of the bacteria also produce antibiotics. Some bacteria they call diseases, parasites, right? Typhoid disease, cholera disease, tetanus disease. So these are the diseases caused by bacteria. Got it? Next. So what are the different diseases caused by bacteria in human beings? Human diseases.
Cholera, typhoid,
Yes, cholera, typhoid,
tetanus,
tetanus.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, yes, pneumonia also. Pneumonia caused by virus also, but bacterial pneumonia is there. Okay, in the textbook, these are the diseases given: typhoid, tetanus, right? Next, plant disease. Example.
Citrus canker.
Yes, plant disease or infection. Citrus canker. Right? It is a bacterial disease. On which plant? On citrus trees.
That is lemon, sir.
Yes, lemon. Citrus, maybe orange plants also comes under citrus trees. I mean, citrus family. Human diseases, cholera, typhoid, tetanus. So all these bacteria comes under which category? Chemo. Heterotrophs. Because they got energy from organic compounds. Chemoautotrophs, how they got energy? By oxidation of organic compounds.
Oxidation of inorganic compounds.
No, organic compounds. Inorganic compounds means chemoautotrophs. Organic compounds means
Chemoheterotrophs.
Chemoheterotrophs.
Chemoheterotrophs. That is the difference between chemoautotrophs, chemoheterotrophs. Got it? So this is a nutrition classification based on the nutrition, the bacteria classified. Yes, most of the bacteria comes under
Chemoheterotrophs.
chemoheterotrophs, right? Some of the bacteria they call diseases. What is example for plant disease?
Citrus canker.
Yes, citrus canker, right? Right. So some of the bacteria is very useful. They produce antibiotics. They fix the nitrogen by the association with legume plants. Legume plant example: groundnut, pea plant, bean, which are belong to Fabaceae family. This one is very important here, right? So these are about some of the important character of bacteria. Next. So here, bacteria example, it is a prokaryote. The important character, it is consists of rigid cell wall. Cell wall is present. It is very hard. Yes, cell wall made up of?
Peptidoglycan.
Yes, yes. Cell wall, in the cell wall is non-cellulose. Cell wall is, there is no cellulose is present. That's why this is non-cellulose. Non-cellulose cell wall is present. Cell wall made up of, yes, cell wall made up of
Polysaccharide and amino acid.
Yes, polysaccharides plus amino acids. Plus amino acids. Right? So cell wall is non-cellulose. Actually, plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. Algae cell wall made up of cellulose. But here the bacteria cell wall is non-cellulose. But what is present? Polysaccharides is present, amino acids are present, right? Polysaccharides, amino acids, together they form?
Peptidoglycan.
Yes, peptidoglycan. 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 So peptidoglycan also known as murein. The other name for peptidoglycan is murein. Are you following me? So bacteria cell wall is very rich with non-cellulose. It is made up of polysaccharides plus amino acids. Together they form peptidoglycan, also known as murein. Yes, the bacteria may be motile or non-motile. Right? Bacteria may be motile or non-motile. If it is motile, what is present? If it is motile, what is present?
Flagella.
Flagella is present. This one is flagella.
The long one.
Yes, which are elongated structure, a tube-like structure. So these are about cell wall of bacteria.
Sir, only one flagella is enough.
No, it is depend on different bacteria. For example, E. coli, entire bacteria consists of flagella.
It depends upon which surrounding the leaf, sir. Like if in water.
No, it is depend on bacteria. For example, Vibrio consists of only one flagella. Spirillum, both sides. A group of flagella is present, right? Spirillum.
Yes, sir.
Which bacteria form spores among the four basic structures?
Bacillus.
Bacillus.
Yes, bacillus, right. So spirillum consists of both ends consists of flagella, right? That's why it is motile. Next. Yes, bacteria is only the organisms which are present in Monera, right? There is no other organisms, only bacteria is present. Yes, most abundant microorganisms present in Monera. The present hot springs, desert, snow, deep oceans, anywhere they are present. So many of their parasites. So our stomach consists of bacteria. They are parasites. Parasites means chemoheterotrophs. How they got chemoheterotrophs energy? By the oxidation of organic compounds.
Organic compounds.
Right. Next slide. So which are the four basics, right? We already discussed. So coccus, spherical, bacillus rod shape, vibrio is comma shape, and spirillum is spiral shape. So both ends consist of flagella, right? So bacillus form spores. Right, next. Yes, bacteria consists of very simple complex behavior. How the bacteria undergo reproduction by asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by
Binary.
Binary fission.
binary fusion. So most of the bacteria. As well as sexual reproduction also is present by the transfer of DNA one bacteria to other bacteria. Right? So bacteria may be autotrophs. Right? But majority of the bacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs. Some bacteria is a photoautotrophs, some of the bacteria is a chemoautotrophs. Yes, photoautotrophs example, cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, example for cyanobacteria is Nostoc
Anabi.
is
Anabina.
Anabina. Photoautotrophs, these are the photoautotrophs. Acyltoria also. Acyltoria. So these cyanobacteria include Nostoc, Anabina, Acyltoria. Cyanobacteria consists of pigments, chlorophyll pigments like that of plants. What is the pigment is present?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
A.
Yes, A is present. That's why it utilizes light energy like the top plants. Photoautotrophs. Yes. Next, chemoautotrophs, how they got energy? By oxidation of
Inorganic.
yes, inorganic compounds. By the oxidation of inorganic compounds. What about below one chemoautotrophs? By oxidation of
Organic compound.
yes, oxidation of organic compounds, they got energy. Organic compounds, we discussed, right? Glucose, proteins, organic compounds, biomolecules. Organic compounds present in living cell, what we call biomolecules. So this is a classification based on the nutrition. The above one is based on the shape, right? So Archaebacteria, special type of bacteria, right? The Monera classified into Archaebacteria Monera, right? A special type of bacteria they are present in
Extreme condition.
extreme conditions, extreme environment, right? Marshy areas, hot springs, salt areas. Yes, all Archaebacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs. All Archaebacteria chemoheterotrophs. They got energy by the oxidation of organic compounds. How the Archaebacteria differentiated from eubacteria? They consist of modified
Cell wall.
cell walls. So that is one of the difference. They are present in extreme condition. That is also one difference. What is that extreme conditions example?
Hot springs,
Hot
Deserts.
springs, salty areas.
areas,
High salt areas, salt areas. Next, hot
marsh,
springs,
Deserts.
Hot springs,
right? Next,
marsh,
marshy areas.
right, marshy areas, right? Especially marshy areas or anaerobic conditions are present without oxygen conditions. So especially the bacteria present in marshy areas, what we call,
Methanogens.
yes, methanogens, methane producing. So methanogens produce one of the gas. So these are the bacteria produce one of the gas. The gas is
Methane.
CH4. What is that CH4?
Methane.
Yes,
Methane.
that's why the bacteria what we call methanogens.
So then bacteria present in high salt and hot springs, they are like
No, they never produce. Only marshy areas only they produce methane gas.
no sir, like they are aerobic, sir.
Maybe, not sure. Maybe aerobic, anaerobic. But marshy areas, the bacteria present there, present here, anaerobes. Salt areas, hot springs. Some bacteria is anaerobe, some bacteria is aerobic. Both are present. But the bacteria present in marshy areas is anaerobes, obligate anaerobes. Methanogens never required oxygen. They produce methane gas. That's why the dung consists of methanogens, right? That's why the dung we are using for production of biogas. Cow dung, cattle dung, right? Next. So bacteria, special type because they are present in extreme conditions. Yes, what we call very important. The bacteria present in salt conditions.
Halophiles.
Halophiles. Hot springs.
Thermoacidophile.
High temperature is present, high acidic conditions are present. That's why thermoacidophiles. Thermoacidophiles are thermostable, right? Yes, the enzymes are stable even at the enzymes isolated from thermostable bacteria. They are resistant even at high temperature. What is it? Thermostable enzyme. Forgot.
80 to 90 degrees.
80 to 90 degrees. Actually, enzymes are denatured above
40 degrees.
40 degrees, but enzymes isolated from thermoacidophiles, they are thermostable, even stable at high temperature, 80 to 90 degrees. Next, methanogens, marshy areas. Where they are marshy areas, rumen of cattle. Dung also, biogas plant, they consist of methanogens. Rumen. So what is the important function of methanogens they produce?
Methane.
Methane gas.
Methane gas. So biogas plants. So dung also marshy areas, rumen of cattle, dung also consists of this methanogens. That's why the dung we use it for biogas formation, biogas production. Yes, archaebacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs because they obtain energy by the organic compounds, right? Special type of bacteria. Next. So this is not included in the textbook, just I am showing this one. I think I already showed to you, right? So halophilic
Okay.
bacteria example. So in 2010, one of the bacteria is isolated from Titanic ship. The wreck of Titanic that is present inside, right? Inside the ocean. So what they isolated? They isolated one of the bacteria. They given the name Holomonas titanica. So it is present in high salt areas. So it is feeding on the ship. So that's why the Titanic ship is going to be disappearing within 20 years. Right? Next. Yes, what is how archaebacteria differ from eubacteria? Because they consist of
Modified cell wall.
Different types, modified cell wall. Different cell wall structure is present. Very, very important. Next, methanogens, where they are present, rumen of animals like cattle, like cows and buffaloes. Next, eubacteria. Yes, eubacteria consists of a rigid cell wall, non-cellulose cell wall. Right? It is a two bacteria. So nutrition, maybe some bacteria is a autotrophs, photoautotrophs, chemoautotrophs, but majority of the eubacteria is chemoheterotroph. All nutritions are present. Autotrophs present, as well as chemoautotrophs present, photoautotrophs, chemoautotrophs present, as well as chemoheterotrophs. Majority of the bacteria comes under chemoheterotrophs. Right? The best example for photoautotroph. First, we will discuss this one. Photoautotroph. Cyanobacteria. So blue-green algae, right? So example for cyanobacteria, Nostoc and Anabaena, right? So this Nostoc especially, Nostoc, it is maybe unicellular or it may be filamentous. It is a filament, unicellular. The Nostoc may be unicellular, filamentous or colonial form. This is a colonial colony. This is colonial form. This one is filamentous. Filamentous form. This one is unicellular form. So various forms. Yes, cyanobacteria, Nostoc, where it is present? It is present in fresh water. It is present in fresh water, marine water, as well as it is present in soil also, terrestrial habitat. Photoautotrophs example, cyanobacteria present in Nostoc. Example is Nostoc, Anabaena. So Nostoc may be unicellular, filamentous, colonial. They are present in fresh water, marine water, soil water. Right?
Yes, sir.
So these are about. Tomorrow we will continue from cyanobacteria. Yes, any questions? Yes, any questions?
No, sir.
No. Abhijit,
Yes, sir.
you are from which branch?
CV Raman branch.
CV Raman. Okay. You recently joined?
Yes, sir. Last week I joined.
Okay, okay, fine. So we had to read up to eubacteria. Tomorrow I will start the other kingdom, that is protistomes. Yes, any questions? No questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.